Hello everyone. So it is 4:32. I know you said 4:23, but it's 4:32 in the morning. Um, so I thought I'd do another one of these. It feels like it's been quite a while. Um, I mainly wanted to do this just to say the series isn't dead; it's still going on. Um, I've had quite a few sleepless nights recently. Been going on for a few weeks now. I'm guessing because I've got things on my mind. Well, that's the weird thing. I don't feel like I've got things on my mind, despite the fact that I've got everything to do with moving to Sweden coming soon. I should, by rights, have things on my mind. My mind should just be non-stop, but it's not. That's the weird thing. I think I'm so preoccupied with trying to plan things out and sort things that I don't have time to let it linger on my mind. But at the same time, I guess it's probably just sort of subconscious stress of of moving um, that's just keeping me awake. I don't feel stressed about it. I'm not apprehensive about. Well, I'm apprehensive about the move. I'm apprehensive, obviously, about leaving all my family and friends behind. But I'm really looking forward to going out there. I'm really looking forward to moving. Sweden's an amazing place, and it's not like I won't have friends and family out there. My partner's family has made me feel very welcome. I've already met some people out there, met my partner's friends. So yeah, it's all good. There's nothing really for me to be. I think it's just one of those things that even if I was moving within the UK again, well, technically I am having to move down back with my parents. We're having to move in with them for a few weeks, but um, I think it's just the fact that regardless of where I'm moving, I'd be stressed. It's a stressful thing having to move. So maybe that's the reason that I'm still awake, that I can't sleep. Maybe it's just that I can't sleep. Which I know is a really weird thing to say, but that's the way it is. Nelly, she goes to bed. She comes home from work. She goes to bed. I stay up. I do what I do. I sit here at my desk and tinker with things. I play a game. I watch something on the telly. It's literally just a case of just I right now. I don't really know why, but the bottom line is I can't sleep. I try. I go to bed. I lie down, but I can't sleep. It's a very. I know this is something that I've said in these many times before, and it's something I'm going to say many times again in future. I'm pretty sure I've even said that before. But the point is, it's a very weird thing when people say like, oh, some nights it takes me ages to get to sleep. Oh, I spend all nights up some night, or oh, I struggle staying asleep and things like that. There's a very big difference between just saying, oh, I have sleepless nights sometimes, and having insomnia. This is a case of, I mean, just looking at myself on the screen, I don't feel tired. I don't look tired. It's very weird when it's not just a case of, oh, oh, it took me ages to get to sleep. Oh, I can't sleep tonight. Oh, I didn't go to sleep last night. I stayed up all night. It's not that. I'm not. This isn't. There's no choice. There's no option. There's no kind of, oh, oh, I have that. I have sleepless nights occasionally. This isn't just occasionally. This has been at least maybe I've dozed. I have dozed. I've slept of sorts. I've dozed, but honestly, if I add up hours spent awake when I should have been asleep, I've probably been awake in total for about 3 days now. I do get the occasional sort of cat nap very early in the morning, and sometimes I do just sort of doze through, but I don't really sleep. But apart from that, there are times where I literally just I don't sleep. It's not that I don't sleep because I can't. I go to bed, I lie down, nothing happens, so I have to get up again. and or I just don't go to bed at all. I stay up. It's a very, very hard thing to describe, insomnia. But it's I think the easiest, and I say easiest, but when it's not even really easy, the best easiest way I can think of to describe insomnia is if you say, oh, I have trouble getting to sleep some nights, or I'm awake, I lie awake at night sometimes before, that. But the thing is, if you sleep, and I mean you actually go to sleep, you don't necessarily dream, but you sleep, you're aware that you've slept, you wake up, you're aware that you've woken up, you remember actually sleeping, you remember being asleep more than you remember being awake, then you don't have insomnia. The only way I can really describe insomnia, if I was going to, is that it is physically impossible. And I'm saying this as somebody who doesn't. My insomnia isn't as bad as it could be. I've got insomnia. That's a given. It's I've actually had the doctor has essentially my GP has essentially diagnosed me with having insomnia. I have got insomnia. I haven't got it as bad as some people have it, but I have it. But I think the bottom line, the best way to describe insomnia that I've found is it's physically impossible for you to sleep. And I've got something in my eye, but that's it. There's a difference in saying like, oh, I have trouble sleeping, or no, oh, you still up? Oh, I can't sleep. It's you're kind of just a lot of people just sort of shrug it off as in like, oh, oh, how come you're still awake? Yeah, can't sleep. Whereas for me, and I'm sure for a lot of other people with insomnia, it is literally I can't sleep. I'm not shrugging it off. This is a serious thing. I physically can't sleep. And it's very, very hard to get that across to people at times. And it is a very, very weird thing. And I think it's just going to be one of those things that well, it's not going to be one of those things. It is one of those things that it's a part of my life, and I have to deal with it. I know I shouldn't be, but in many ways, I'm used to not sleeping as much. I'm used to not sleeping as much to the point where I acknowledge where people have seen me stay up all night and they're like, how are you still functioning? And it's just a simple thing to say, I don't. I'm just one of those people. I don't need to sleep as much as most people. I don't know why. I don't know how my brain functions, how my body, my metabolism, how it all fits into that. But the bottom line is, I'm just one of those people who can stay awake longer than most people. Maybe it's not going to last all my life. Maybe later on in life, I'm going to be one of those people who does nothing but sleep. In comparison, my sister, who, to be fair, she does work incredibly, incredibly hard. So she deserves all the sleep she gets. But she is one of those people, for as long as I've known her, and I've known her all my life, she's one of those people, she could sleep for England. She will literally, and I mean that in a positive way, please do not take that to be anything out of context. I would not appreciate people saying things like that about my sister. I appreciate that maybe I said that the wrong way, but the point is, when I say what I mean, she will literally come home, hard day at work. She's been at work all day, and she will just go to bed. And there's times, when we were still living together, she would be asleep more than she's awake. She's like a cat. She really is. But it's interesting that we are siblings, and yet we're complete polar opposites in that respect. As far, like I said, I mean, to be all fairness to her, she sleeps. She sleeps. She sleeps. She works a lot. She works very hard, and she fully deserves all the rest she gets. And maybe that's the difference. Is because I'm still looking for work, because I'm still unemployed at the moment. That's maybe the part and parcel of the reason why I can't sleep. But I say that as somebody as when I was working, I still just didn't need to sleep as much as most people. So I think it's just one of those weird things, as I said, that I'm just I'm just one of those people that just seems to be able to function without sleep. And in many ways, I wish I didn't have to. I wish I could sleep properly because it's irritating on many levels. Because I said that, like I said earlier, sometimes I play games and things like that. It's actually quite hard to play games when your mind it takes me in different ways. Sometimes my mind is just absolutely bushed, but my body just won't shut down. Whereas other times, my body is just absolutely given in for the day, but my mind is still awake, and so I can't play a game because my reaction times are so slow. And it just makes it very impossible. So I'm essentially, as I have been tonight, as I have been many nights, I am here at quarter to 5 in the morning, wide awake. I'm not able to read. I've been watching some stuff on the telly, but I can't concentrate on it because I can't take anything in. So I can't watch something and take it in. I can't really concentrate on a film. I can't read a book. I can't play a game. And so I am literally just left here with my own thoughts for the whole night because I can't do anything else. And I mean, I could, and the thing is, obviously, my body gets low on energy. It gets physically tired. So I eat. I eat food. I mean, tonight, for example, I've not been too bad because I've eaten most of the night. But there are some nights when if you don't eat at all when you've got insomnia during the night, as soon as it gets to about dawn, maybe anywhere between 5 and 7 o'clock, you are starving hungry. Between 5 and 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you get starving hungry. But the thing is, it's like most nights, and same with tonight, is I just eat over the course of the night. But I mean, in the last, probably about the last hour or so, in one, I sat down. I thought, I need something to eat. I have some ham and cheese on toast. So I had some ham and cheese on toast, and I was still hungry, so I had a large bowl of cereal. And I was still hungry, but I wanted something sweet, so I had some ice cream with some grated chocolate, and then I, like, kind of for some reason, I got a craving for some more ham and cheese on toast, so I had another 2 slices. So essentially, within the uh, space of about 20 minutes, I had 4 pieces of cheese and ham on toast with a big bowl of ice cream and a big bowl of cereal. And I wonder why I'm getting fat. But what am I going to do? I know I shouldn't fill the sleepless void with food, but I do love my food. But I've got to keep my energy up in some way, because otherwise it will get even worse. Where I will stay up all night, get halfway through the day, and my body will just finally. It will get to the point where I don't eat, and then all of a sudden my body will just crash because it has used up all the energy. I haven't slept, and I will just go, and then I probably would sleep. But that's not what I want to do because it will completely fuck up my body clock. Not that my body clock's not fucked up already, but it will make everything 100 times more difficult to reset it. And so, at the moment, the best way I found to deal with it is stay up. For example, now I'm probably going to try and go to bed in about 15 minutes. So stay up, go to bed, probably lie awake for another hour, maybe two, and then try and doze. And then, if I doze, get up anytime between 11 and 4. It's not great, it really isn't, but it's the best. It's the least stressful, best way I found of coping with it. So it works for me. Yeah, this turned into a bit of a longer vlog than I thought it was going to. I was expecting this just to be a sort of 2 minute thing of saying, "Hi, the series is still going. I haven't really got anything to talk about tonight," but that's the point of these vlogs. It gives me the chance. See, I'm going to ramble on again now if I don't stop myself. I'm going to have to stop myself in a moment, but I will say this in closing. The point of these vlogs is not for your benefit. It's not for YouTube's benefit. This is for my benefit, so I can watch these back and remember some of the things I've talked about. Maybe I will give myself some advice from these. But the reason I put them on YouTube is so other people can watch them and maybe it will help other people. So, whilst this isn't for your benefit, if this has given you some advice, some interesting information, that's good, I guess. You know, it's useful. These are useful for me, but in the same way that I like to think that maybe this will be useful for other people. And at the end of the day, my other videos that you see, they're all edited. They're all, I can't really think of another word for editor, but you get what I mean. They're all very sort of cut down and trimmed to look proper and look as decent as I can make them. That's what I wanted to do with these. Is I wanted these to be raw, just raw, uncut footage that gives me the opportunity to say, "Hey guys, here I am. This is the real me. This is uncut me that you are going to see." Not to be a poet, but clearly I just was. But the point still stands that I have various reasons for doing these, and so I can't promise that I will update these regularly. I can't promise that I know when the next episode of this is going to go up. But I just want to make these vlogs because it's important to me, and I suppose in many ways I hope it's important to other people out there as well. I am going to definitely stop myself there because I am rambling.